Hey, welcome to Man Cave Technology. I am back, and we are going to make this thing happen. We're going to have a variety of shows, ones like this and the kind that we used to produce. So this is fun. Hey, we're going to kick off a couple of shows here, and after WWDC, which was kind of interesting, I want to do a couple of different videos. They're going to be my top 5 favorite things from kind of each category, from the watch, from iOS, from the Mac, and today I got my good old trusty iBook here as we're going to kick off my top 5 favorite things that I'm looking forward to from the new Mac operating system, Mojave. All right, so I'm going to kind of go in descending order here about the things that excite me the most. So we're going to kind of start with the thing that excites me the least and get to the thing that excites me the most. Now, don't get me wrong, on iOS, I'm very excited about FaceTime, group FaceTime. We've needed that forever. I have no clue why it's taken them this long. On the Mac, on Mojave, I've listed that as number 5 because, yeah, it needs to be there, but like, did it really take that much effort to do it? I think that was kind of just some fluff. Obviously, they needed to work it into iOS, and now that they have it in the FaceTime app there, it's a little fluff that it's there, but I'm going to give that number 5. Now, number 4 is actually adding those iOS apps to the Mac. Now, they said that for developers, this will be in 2019, but right now they're going to go ahead and add some of their own native apps, and I think that that's pretty exciting. The reason is because there are some pretty cool apps that I have always thought, wow, if I could just run that on a computer for whatever reason, it would just be easier or helpful in whatever situation. And so I think this is a great idea. We know that Microsoft really screwed up when they tried to kind of do this in the past.
I'm running Internet Explorer. I can browse smoothly, see great pages using ClearType, and have a great experience just with all with browsing.
But I think that Apple can handle it. They have 2 distinct operating systems, and they're simply going to make these run on there. All right, coming in at number 3, this is something I'm actually really stoked about.
A new side of Mojave. We call it dark mode.
I'm really stoked for this. I think that this has been a long time coming. There's often been programs that you could kind of put in a dark mode, but we haven't seen this out of the operating system. So having the operating system at a place where it's going to actually be able to kind of run in dark mode without a lot of hacks or customizations is just nice. There's a lot of people who would prefer to not have their eyes blasted out by bright light coming from their screen, and dark mode is going to do that. There is some cool stuff like the wallpaper changing from daytime to nighttime. Once again, that's a bunch of fluff. That stuff has kind of been around forever, since flying toasters, and Apple loves to do the hype about things like that. I mean, like, how technically challenging is that? But it is a nice gesture, and dark mode is actually really cool. All right, so now we're going to get down to number 2. This is something I'm very excited about, and this is an improvement on the continuity features of the operating system. So I really like the idea that if I have multiple devices on me, they should somehow interact. So I love that when I walk up to my Mac with my Apple Watch, maybe not this one, but my other one, it actually unlocks the computer because I'm wearing my Apple Watch and I'm already authenticated in. I love that. However, something that has been a long annoyance has been needing to get a picture or something, a document on the computer, pulling out my phone, taking it, either having to wait for it to sync to photos or using AirDrop and trying to get that over. Now it looks like they finally kind of resolved that, and when you're on the Mac, if you need to put some kind of photo into it, your phone is going to easily allow you to do that, and I'm very stoked about doing that. All right, and number 1, I am so guilty of messing up my desktop. I try to keep it clean, but let's face it, you just can't. And I've made folders on there called desktop, desktop bin, desktop number 8, desktop 22. You know what I'm talking about. Some of you are perfect and you don't do this, but a lot of you, you're messy like me. You have a very messy desktop, and it's just the way that it is. And so in light of that, I am stoked about desktop stacks and kind of the ability to have some better organization on the desktop that comes along with some better organization in Finder. And I think anytime that we can improve those things, it's going to make life better. So I'm really excited about some of the improvements, some of the things that are going to be coming out. I think that this is a step in the right direction. Apple often has a lot of hype and they just applaud themselves for the silliest things like a screensaver. But there is some good stuff going on there, and I do think that all in all, this will be an improvement, as it always is. And with Apple, you're buying the hardware, and that includes kind of the software, and that's what I love the most. The fact that you're not messing with activation codes, you're not screwing around with all of that stuff that sometimes Microsoft puts us through. And I think that it's a great move in the right direction, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with Mojave. Make sure to check out my other videos, so I'm going to do my 5 countdown for the new Apple Watch OS Watch 5 and for the new iOS 12. So make sure to check out those other videos, and we'll see you next time.